Okay, so you want to know the secret sauce for a winning campaign message right.
Well, you've come to the right place.
You sent us a ton of material, and it looks like you've done your homework. Campaign guides, speech writing tips, the whole shebang.
Sounds like someone's serious about running for office.
And we're here to help you cut through the noise and get to the heart of what really makes a message resonate with voters.
You want to connect, motivate, inspire. That's what we're diving into today.
And from what we're seeing in these sources, a truly powerful message is more crucial than ever.
Oh, absolutely. In today's world, everyone's bombarded with information constantly.
So it's not just about listing off your policy positions or shouting the loudest.
Nope. It's about crafting a narrative that sticks with people
A story that showcases your values, your vision.
and ultimately makes voters feel like they know you, trust you, and want to support you.
So we're going to break down the essential ingredients of a winning message,
From the ground up.
starting with really understanding your potential voters.
And yourself.
Yeah, the sources are crystal clear on this.
Hmm.
You got to do a deep dive into your constituency.
Figure out who they are, what they care about.
Demographics are a good place to start, like
Sure. Urban, suburban, rural, what's the mix?
age, income levels, all that good stuff.
But it goes way deeper than that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You got to get to the heart of what keeps them up at night.
What are their top concerns?
Public safety,
Education,
healthcare,
jobs.
the economy,
You need to know what makes them tick.
and what about the political landscape?
Super important. Gotta understand the lay of the land.
Past election results, voter turnout patterns.
Who are the local power players? Who are the influencers?
This kind of research gives you the intel to make your message laser focused.
Right on target.
But knowing your voters is only half the battle.
Oh, you've got to turn that lens inwards too.
The sources are big on self-reflection.
Absolutely. It's crucial to get crystal clear on your own values.
What do you really believe in when it comes to education, healthcare, civil rights?
Because those core values, that's the bedrock of your authenticity.
And voters can sniff out a fake a mile away.
They can spot a phony.
They want someone genuine, someone they can trust.
So knowing your values inside and out,
That's non-negotiable.
couldn't agree more.
Okay, but what happens when your beliefs clash with the majority view in your area?
Yeah, that's a tricky one.
The sources address this.
And honesty is the best policy.
Don't try to hide or sugarcoat your stance.
No way. Voters will see right through that.
Instead, be upfront and explain your reasoning.
Respectfully, with empathy.
Lay out the principles behind your position.
Now, you might not convince everyone, but showing that integrity can actually earn you respect.
Even from folks who disagree with you.
Exactly. It shows you're a straight shooter.
Okay, so you've done the research, soul-searched, know your values. Now what?
Time to build that killer platform.
Yeah, the sources talk about distilling your message down to 1 to 3 core ideas.
Think of it like your guiding stars,
Your non-negotiables.
the essence of your campaign.
The sources offer some examples. Boosting the local economy,
Improving community safety and infrastructure.
strengthening education and healthcare.
These are common themes that resonate with voters.
And once you've got those core themes, everything you do needs to tie back to them.
Every policy, every speech, every social media post,
It's about consistency.
it's about clarity.
And the sources are big on using language that's clear and impactful.
Ditch the jargon.
No one wants to wade through a bunch of technical terms.
Instead, paint a picture with your words.
Make it relatable.
Here's an example they give. Instead of saying, we need to implement comprehensive educational reforms.
Which is a bit vague, right?
Totally.
You could say something like, let's give every child in our community a brighter future by investing in smaller class sizes and expanding early childhood education programs.
See how much more powerful that is.
Way more impactful. It's specific, it's emotive, it's clear.
And don't just talk about your beliefs. Offer solutions.
Actionable steps.
For example, if you believe in supporting small businesses,
Don't just say it.
right, tell people how you'll do it.
Offer tax breaks, create co-working spaces, establish mentorship programs.
Show them you've got a plan.
Now, how do we make these messages truly stick in people's minds?
That's where storytelling comes in.
Our brains are hardwired to connect with stories.
They're memorable, engaging, and they build empathy.
So weave those policy ideas into compelling narratives.
Share a personal anecdote.
Maybe about your own struggles with student loans or navigating the healthcare system.
It shows you understand the challenges people face.
You're not just some out-of-touch politician.
It humanizes you.
And don't forget the power of highlighting positive stories from your community.
Absolutely. Share stories of local heroes, thriving businesses.
Talk about nonprofits making a real difference.
And then tie those stories back to your policies.
Show how your vision can create a better future for everyone.
It's about painting a picture of what's possible.
Okay, so you've got your message, you've got your stories. Now, how do you get it out there?
Well, these days, social media is a must.
Can't avoid it.
Over 70% of Americans get their news from social media.
So you got to be active and consistent.
Post regularly to stay on people's radar.
But don't just bombard them with campaign slogans.
No, mix it up.
Use images, videos, go live, have some fun.
And make sure to engage with people.
Respond to comments, answer questions,
Show them you're listening.
share content from your supporters too.
Build a sense of community.
Now, while social media is essential,
Don't underestimate the power of in-person events.
town halls, rallies, meet and greets.
Nothing beats that face-to-face interaction.
The sources suggest keeping your prepared remarks brief, though.
Under 10 minutes, ideally.
Use that time to connect with people,
Answer their questions.
have a real conversation.
And use those real-life examples we talked about.
Make it personal.
Now, let's not forget about traditional media.
Press releases, interviews, all that.
Still relevant.
Build relationships with local journalists.
Be responsive. Provide them with accurate information.
Back up your claims with data.
It all adds to your credibility.
Okay, so you're out there spreading the word. How do you make sure your public speaking skills are up to par?
Practice, practice, practice.
The sources recommend rehearsing your speeches, recording yourself.
Getting feedback from trusted advisors.
Pay attention to your pace.
Speak clearly, enunciate, make sure people can understand you.
And think about your tone.
Project confidence, but not arrogance.
Let your passion shine through.
And don't forget about body language.
Stand tall, make eye contact.
Try not to fidget too much.
It's all about conveying a message of confidence and authenticity.
And remember to tailor your message to your audience.
What works for a group of young professionals might not resonate with retirees.
Adjust your language, examples, and even the policy points you emphasize.
But always stay true to your core beliefs.
Now let's talk about tough questions.
They're going to come up.
Be prepared.
The sources say to acknowledge the question, provide context, and find common ground,
Honesty and respect go a long way.
even when you disagree.
Now, about data, the sources say it's important for credibility.
Especially when talking about budgets or the impact of your policies.
But don't just throw a bunch of numbers at people.
Keep it relevant to the local community.
Make sure it's accurate and easy to understand.
Simple charts, bullet points,
Don't overload them with information.
and don't forget to pair data with those personal stories we talked about.
Like, you could highlight a decrease in unemployment by sharing the story of someone who found a job thanks to a program you supported.
Makes it real, tangible.
Now let's move on to building support.
Because you can't win this alone, right?
No way! You need a strong team behind you.
The sources talk about endorsements.
Get support from community leaders, former elected officials.
Local business owners, nonprofit heads,
Their backing can really boost your credibility.
and don't forget about volunteers.
They're the lifeblood of any campaign.
Give them the tools and talking points they need.
Empower them to share your message.
Now, maybe most important of all is listening.
Really listening.
To your constituents, your volunteers, everyone.
Take the time to understand their concerns.
Hear their stories.
Acknowledge their perspectives.
It shows you care, and it helps you refine your message.
Now, politics is constantly changing, right?
Things come up.
So stay adaptable,
Be ready to address new challenges and hot topics.
but always link them back to your core principles.
Show that consistency.
And don't be afraid to evolve your message based on feedback.
Pay attention to what resonates with people.
Track your social media analytics.
Conduct polls. Listen to your volunteers.
If something's not working, tweak it.
But be careful not to flip-flop.
Yeah, don't change your stance on a core issue just because it seems politically convenient.
If you do need to adjust, explain your reasoning.
Show that it's based on new information or community input.
Now, repetition is key for a memorable message.
Absolutely. But keep it fresh.
Develop a catchy slogan or phrase that encapsulates your campaign.
And repeat it consistently, but with variations.
Use different stories, different statistics, different angles.
Keep it interesting.
Okay, so you've done all this amazing work. How do you end on a high note?
The grand finale.
The sources say to end your speeches with a powerful conclusion.
Remind people why you're running and how they can help.
Express your gratitude.
Thank your volunteers, the audience, your donors,
Everyone who's helped along the way.
and most importantly, give them a clear call to action.
What do you want them to do next?
Visit your website, donate,
Volunteer.
make it easy for them to take that next step.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, It's clear that a winning campaign message isn't just about policies.
It's about building genuine connections,
Understanding your community, knowing yourself,
crafting a story that resonates and inspires.
and then communicating it clearly and consistently across all channels.
It's about building trust and showing leadership.
So as you move forward, think about how you can apply these principles not just in your campaign, but in all areas of your life.
Where else could a clear, authentic message make a difference?
And think about a political figure whose message really stuck with you.
What made their communication so effective?
Now that you've learned these secrets, can you spot those techniques?
It's all about understanding the power of a well-crafted message.
Thank you for sharing your sources with us and joining us for this deep dive.
Keep asking those great questions.
And good luck on your journey.
We'll be here to help you every step of the way.